Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there in YouTube land tonight? Well, tonight I'm going to talk about the ugly side of trucking. You know what? Maybe I can adjust that light just a little bit better. No, it's a little bit better. Sometimes I think those of us on YouTube have a tendency to over romanticize this job. It is a job. Now I'm going to throw out a disclaimer right there here at the beginning. I'm going to tell you I absolutely love this job. And I work for one of the best companies that there is in the country. And I'm also one of the highest paid company drivers in the United States. That being said, it ain't always rainbows and unicorns out here, folks. Sometimes it's tough. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about this evening, is how you handle the tough times. Because it's not always going to be easy. What started me on this topic was a phone call I took this morning. Well, not this morning, but it's probably about mid-afternoon. Experienced driver. I don't know, probably been driving 10, 12 years. And he had a new driver that he had talked to here in the last month or so at the terminal, and gave the kid his phone number and said, you know, if you ever have a question or you ever need any help, give me a holler. I'll do what I can to help you. Well, the kid was having a bad day today. I call him the kid, I should say the young man. He picked up a load of bottled water and went to cross the country, about a 1,400-mile run, and went to deliver it. And when he went to deliver it, 9 pallets rejected. 9 pallets were rejected because they were leaking water. Did the driver cause that? Most likely not. Who knows what caused it? The manufacturer could have improperly loaded the load, could have improperly, could have been bad materials, packaging materials. Who knows what caused the problem? But the problem ended up falling in the driver's lap. That happens sometimes. Sometimes, no matter how perfect you are, there's still going to be problems. So anyway, he gets 9 pallets rejected. Now this is where I kind of get miffed at a trainer, because this young man went through 30 days of training and he just ran into his first OSD load and he didn't know how to handle it. His trainer did not teach him how to handle OSD. And OSD means overage, shortage, or damaged. It happens. There's a form that you fill out that when you get done, when they get done unloading, and sometimes they'll leave the damaged product on your truck. Sometimes the shipper will go, the receiver will go ahead and accept it and then list it as damaged and file a claim against it. There's all different ways that they can handle it. One of the worst ways that they can handle it, and which sometimes they do, is they will turn around and leave that product on your truck and just sign off on your paperwork and say shortaged or damaged, this much product left on the truck. So this kid's got 9 pallets of leaking water left on his truck. He didn't know what to do with it. Well, trainer should have taught him. You fill out the OSD form. It's a standard form that you fill out. You send that in to the company. Then as soon as you send it in, you call your driver manager and you tell them that you got a problem. That you got damaged product and the receiver left it on your truck and you got 9 pallets of leaking water left on your truck. What do you want to do? And I'll tell you how that's going to be handled. The driver manager is going to turn around and call the shipper and say, hey, we went to unload your load, and halfway through the load they found 9 pallets that was leaking water and they rejected it, and we still have it on our truck. What do you want us to do with it? 9 times out of 10, the shipper is going to tell you, okay, they get the numbers off the load and this, that, and the other, and they file their own claim on it or whatever they're going to do. And then they generally tell the trucking company, just dispose of the product, throw it away. But everybody's got to communicate, everybody's got to coordinate, and you still end up, you got 9 pallets left on your truck. How do you get these 9 pallets left off your truck? You may have to end up just backing up to a dumpster and unloading that stuff into a dumpster. You may, I had 148 cases of boiled eggs ready to eat rejected one time. I called a food bank and I went to a food bank and they unloaded it off the truck for me. It's a problem. How do you handle problems? Well, anyway, when this young man, he called the experienced driver with the experience and asked him, what do I do in this situation? And the experienced driver told him, yep, fill out an OSD report and then call your driver manager. Your driver manager is going to call the customer, find out what they want us to do with the product. Give me about 30 minutes. We'll call you back and let you know what to do with it. And the kid blows up on the express. I ain't got time for this. Yada, 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 yada. Dude, is that the way that you handle adversity? We all have a job here to do. Everything just don't go like clockwork all the time. When a problem comes up, how do you handle it? You need to learn how to adapt, overcome, solve the problem, and get on about your day. It's nobody else's fault, may not even be your fault, but you got to deal with it. How do you deal with it? Do you take it out on everybody else around you? Do you get an attitude? Do you start acting like a little pissant? Or do you just deal with the problem and go through it step by step and overcome it? Which kind of cat are you? Which kind of cat do you think at the end of the year is going to get a raise? You deal with the problems as they come before you and you overcome them. Most of the time, 99% of the time, everything goes just like clockwork. But once in a while, you're going to have a problem. Just handle the problem. Deal with it. It may cost you a couple hours out of your day. It's not the end of the world. It may actually affect your paycheck a little bit. Oh, woe is me. There's good and bad in everything. Let's talk about something else here. For instance, you can probably tell tonight I'm extremely tired. I am exhausted. I am beat. I didn't even drive out my full clock today. I still had 2 hours left on the clock. But I'm going to tell you that I was beat. I was exhausted. I stopped at a light and my truck rolled backwards probably 4 or 5 feet before I realized I was rolling backwards. That's how tired I was. That was the last straw. That was the deal that goes, okay, that's it. I'm done. I need to find some place to park. I didn't even get to a truck stop. I found a McDonald's that has truck parking, and I backed in here and parked it for the night. I got to have some sleep. I'm no good. It's not been a normal week. I've been driving 16 days without a reset. Haven't had a day off. Been running recaps for the last, 8-9 days. I run full clock almost all the time. 500-600 miles every day. This is something that they don't talk too much about recaps. Everybody talks about, if you run 8.75 hours a day, every day, you never have to take a 34-hour reset. What they don't tell you about when you're running recaps is that you don't have the break times during the day. In other words, you're giving up that 3 hours of break time. So instead of having 3 hours, stop, take a shower, eat a meal, take a break in the morning, take a 15-minute break in the afternoon, take your scheduled 30-minute break. You lose all that. The only thing you're going to get is 30-minute break during the day. And what happens is your clock speeds up because you're going to run 9 hours and 15 minutes as hard as you can with a 30-minute break in there and somewhere in the middle of the day. And then you're out of off-duty time and everything else, so now you got to take your 10-hour break. You just advanced your clock 3 hours. Your clock starts rotating forward. You're speeding up time is what you're doing. You're running your ass off. So I'm beat. I'm tired. If I'd have ran for another 2 hours, I'd have made another, $70-80 on my paycheck. But I'm tired. I'm starting to make bad decisions. I'm doing stupid things. It's time to park the truck. It's not just my life. It's all the lives around me that are affected by what I do and the decisions I make. You have to learn how to make the hard decisions. Tonight wasn't alone in this. Back 2 weeks ago, I'd been running real hard for a while, and you get your 10-hour break, and I laid down and tried to go to sleep. Couldn't go to sleep all night. I laid there and tossed and turned, and I didn't get a wink of sleep all night. Before you know it, 10 hours is up. I haven't slept, and now I got to run a 14-hour day. This load that I was taking was a 1,400-mile load. And I was within 90 miles of finishing my load. And I had 2 hours left to get there. I could have made it. Except I was exhausted. I was tired. I was so tired that I could no longer drive the truck. And I called my driver manager and I said, hey, we need to reschedule this load. I said, I'm only 90 miles out, but I can't get there. What do you mean you can't get there? I'm beat. I'm tired. I know I only got 90 miles to go, but I can't drive this truck another mile. I've got to park it. Well, why? Because I'm tired. If I drive this truck another 5 miles down the road, it's likely to end up laying on its side in the ditch. So I'm parking the truck. You have to make those kind of decisions in this kind of job. You're not just responsible for yourself and the load, but you're responsible for multiple lives around you. Make the right decision. Sometimes you're going to take it in the short, and like that time, I took it in the short hard. My DM, God bless her little soul, she goes, all right, Walt, I'll call the customer and reschedule it. So I park the truck, I go back there, and I fall unconscious in the bunk. She calls me back about an hour later. Of course, I wake up, answer the phone, and she goes, and this is like on a Monday. She goes, okay, Walt, I rescheduled the load. They're not going to accept the load till Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So now I'm going to have to sit almost 2 days with no pay because I was too tired to get a load there. Whose fault is that? Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. Trucking ain't always pretty and it ain't always romantic. You take your lumps, you suck it up, be a man about it, and you carry on. Now I'm going to tell you, I laid back down the rack and went, oh well, at least I'm going to get a 34, right? I laid back down and went to sleep. About an hour later, another dispatcher called me. Another sweetheart. She goes, Walt, I just heard some terrible news. And I said, what's that? She goes, I just heard that you're going to have to sit for 2 days. And I said, yep, that's the word I got. And she goes, I take it you don't want to sit for 2 days. And I said, well, hell no, but that's what I got to do. I said, it's better to end up than wrecking a truck and destroying product and equipment and killing anybody. So I guess that's what we'll do. And she goes, how much time do you need to rest? And I said, oh, I need my full 10 hours. And she goes, okay, I got a plan for you. I've got another driver that needs to get home. He's going to come swap loads with you. It's going to take him about 2 hours to get there, so I'll just tell him to wake you up when he gets there. You all swap trailers. He's going to take your trailer to the house with him, and then when he comes off of his home time, he'll deliver your load, and you go ahead and take his load and run it up to Wisconsin for me tomorrow, and we'll grab a load out of Wisconsin, get you back to Minneapolis, and we'll just keep you rolling that way. That way you don't have to sit for 2 days. God bless you, darling. I just want to hug your neck. If you're nice about things and you handle things in the right way, people will bend over backwards to solve a problem for you and make it right. But you got to make the right decisions to start with. It ain't always going to be good. Every day. And I'm going to tell you, for the most part, I'm just happy and go lucky and loving every day of my job. But every once in a while, it just sucks. And that's the truth of the matter. New drivers, when they come out of here, everybody's got these visions of what this job actually is. There's no way that I can tell you what this job is until you've actually done it. Y'all got the idea we're traveling all over the country, we're delivering, we're picking up freight, we're driving a truck, we're doing our pre-trips, we're doing this and that. You think you know what this job is. I'm going to tell you right now, until you've done it, you don't. We have one of the lowest turnover rates out of all companies in the United States. Our turnover rate doesn't happen on the experience side. Your turnover rate is affected by how many new drivers you're hiring. And when you're expanding or increasing your truck number or whatever, that's when you're bringing in new drivers. That's when you have turnover problem. I'm going to tell you right now that you can be with the best company that there is. 70% of the drivers that you hire straight out of CDL school are not going to make it to the end of their first year. They're going to quit. They can't handle the life on the road. They're getting homesick. This, that, and the other. You know, they're not making the most money in the world. They get their head on backwards. They don't handle adversity well. They get pissed off at the world. It's everybody else's fault, and they quit. 70% of the drivers are not going to finish their first year. I bet nobody has shared that number with you, have they? But it's a fact. And you want to know why most drivers fail? Because they never reach the prize. You're not gonna reach the prize in the first year. When all the angels sing, all the doors open, the light becomes shining on you. People keep telling you this, but I know nobody believes it. 2 years. 2 years. You got 2 years into the business, and then you can demand top pay, top equipment, top everything. Now you're all that in a bag of chips. First year that you come out here, you're going to be making mistakes. You're going to be tearing up equipment. The fact that a company gives you a job with no experience, they know they're going to take it in the shorts with you with the first year. That's trucking. You know, being a trainer, I can't tell you how many times that I've went to pick up a trainee. And you know, here at Magnum, we hire the best, right? But that being said, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to pick up a trainee, and the first thing that a trainee tells me, he's all gunshot and he's ready to go, and he's all rip-roaring to meet the world. He jumps in my truck, and this is, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. Oh, dude, your job is going to be so easy with me. I'm going to tell you that I'm a really good truck driver. I was number 1 out of my CDL school. Well, if we hired you, I expected that to be true. But for you to be God's gift of trucking, you ain't there yet. You have no idea what you're talking about. Be patient. Be willing to overcome adversity. Be willing to go through the hard knocks of the first year. Have the stamina to make it through the second year. And then expect to reap all the rewards that this industry has to offer. Because this can be a fabulous career. You can make more money doing this than probably anything that you've ever done in your life. This career changes lives. And you may not know what I mean. Let me tell you this. Right now, you may be going through a part of your life where you're having to make decisions on if you can do this or if you can do that. or you're trying to figure out how you're going to be able to pay your bills and buy groceries and this, that, and the other. Trucking's hard, but oh, it can be so worth it. How different life is when, like for instance, me and another guy were talking about it, and we're talking about the fact of, I like this and I like that, and last summer when I was out in Utah, I rented a Camaro convertible, and ever since then I've been wanting to buy one. I just love the little car. It just made me feel so good driving that convertible. And I've looked at new Cadillacs. I would never buy a brand new Cadillac, but I really like the Cadillac XTS. I could buy one that's a year old, got about 15,000 miles on it, pay cash for it. Or I was also looking at the 3/4 ton van. I could pay cash for it. I could literally just walk in and say, I'll take that one, and write a check for it. The money's in the bank. How much different your life would be if you were in that situation. And you can be in that situation, but you got to pay your dues. You don't walk in the door the first day and demand the world, because you know what? You haven't earned it yet. You got to prove that you're worth it. Take a year, prove to the company that you're worth it. Prove to them in the first year that you're worth it. Have the longevity to hang in there for the second year. All the doors will open. The money starts to roll. Be willing to put out the effort and the work and overcome the hardships to get there. Ain't nothing in this world free, folks. I thought tonight, when I'm just absolutely beat, tired, and exhausted, would be a good time to do this video. Because that's the truth about trucking. Just because you got your CDL and you think you're all that in a bag of chips doesn't mean the gods are going to rain sunshine on you. You did what it takes to get the opportunity. We'll give you the opportunity. It's up to you to earn it. It's a hard fact, folks. That's the truth. Some days you're going to be tired. Some days you feel like everybody's shitting on your parade. Once in a while you're going to make a mistake. Don't try to lie your way out of a mistake. Just say, hey boss, I did something stupid today. I was doing this and tore the bumper off the truck. Own it. Be accountable. Be a man about it. Stand up. Take your good and your bad and your lumps. That's the part about being a man. Anyway, I probably went too long on this subject, but I think it was something that I need to talk about, because everybody always sees me smiling and happy. I think you ought to see me sometime when I'm beat tired at the end of the day and I just can't do another mile. I have those days. And if you get in this industry, you're going to have them too. But tomorrow I'm going to get up. I'm going to run 500 miles into Minneapolis. And I'm going to take me a 34 and I'm going to sleep in one day and lay around and watch TV. go out and have me a nice steak dinner, drink me a cold beer, just relax for a day. Because God knows I earned it. You know, that there's a scripture that I never hear a preacher teaching this scripture. It says, for those of you who make your pittance with the labor running off of your back, eat the good food, drink the good drink, and be merry. For this pleases the Lord, for it is your portion. You earned it. Nobody gave it to you. You earned it. Well, I'll leave y'all with that. Y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, you too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.